I will say this. I really wish that anxiety in general was talked about more, like how it could present, because it's not just like the worry or like I don't know. It's not just like feeling anxious about something or being worried or like scared of something. But I definitely wish that postpartum anxiety and postpartum depression were discussed a lot more. Because I feel like too many people don't know. And I found myself last night crying, saying like, I don't think you understand, and I don't think you will ever understand what it is like to have postpartum anxiety, what it is like to constantly be worried about your children and their well-being and what's going to happen, and not being able to turn off that fear and that worry. And every time the school calls, like stopping what you're doing immediately because you're afraid that they're calling to say something happened to your kids. Not being able to stop worrying about that, like somebody's going to decide they want to take your kids, or just anything, like anything is going to happen. And trying to explain that it's not a concern with one person, it's not a concern with like, oh, I don't trust this person with my child. That's not the case. Like, it is for me at least, I can't speak for anybody else, it is a constant worry and fear and concern with everybody, with my kids, like everybody, including myself. But like my mother, my husband, my extended family, like people who raised me, I'm always like, oh my God, is something gonna happen? Like, oh, you're good, like you guys are okay, nothing happened. I will step out and I will call. It doesn't matter if my mom has the kids, my husband has the kids. I'm always like, you guys good? Like, you need anything? Like, they're behaving, they're all right. Like, it's always, and that's not because I don't trust who they're with. It's because I'm concerned that like something is wrong. Like, I'm concerned that something will happen, or like whatever it is. Like, I know what the fear is, which is like trying to get somebody else who has never experienced that and cannot experience it, like, to understand that. There's also like there's feelings I have about being diagnosed again, or knowing that part of it continued, that like I'm kind of annoyed because I prayed, like really, like I didn't pray about it the first pregnancy. It was just more like to have a healthy pregnancy, delivery, make it full term, have a good postpartum period. Like, I was very intentional this time, and overall I feel great. Like, I'm 5 weeks out, I don't even feel like I had a baby most of the time. Am I tired at times? Absolutely. Like today I randomly got tired, but I'm also taking care of a 5-week-old. I'm also taking care of twin 4-year-olds, like, so that's understandable. But I don't know, like I really prayed about my mental health and postpartum, and I don't know, with life on life terms, and the situation is completely different this time. Some fears can be considered a reality this time. Like, there's just a lot of different things. I don't wish this on anybody. I will say that it is presenting a little different than it presented with the twins, and I thank God for that. But I definitely wish it was talked about more. I also, and I had this conversation with a family member who was pregnant at the same time as me, so our kids are a month apart. And I was just saying, like, I think that's what was happening with, I don't know at this point, but I was saying that I wish that there was more preparation for people's support systems about the 4th trimester. And I feel like there should be more talk about the 4th trimester and what the 4th trimester looks like for the woman who birthed the child, how the 4th trimester can affect a marriage, a family, any other children that are in the house, how other people in the house, outside of the house, can show up and support, what to ask for, like, during the 4th trimester. And this for me is not directed at anybody, because like I posted about not liking to ask, not that I do not like asking for help. So being in this 4th trimester and also not liking to ask for help, it's a very interesting space, because for me it's like if people knew how to show up for other people in the 4th trimester, then maybe it wouldn't be as much of a thing for me, because I feel like I would have to ask for help, like, hey, do you mind come over and do this with the kids, with the older kids, or do you mind coming and sitting with the baby so I can like take a nap? Or even with my husband, like I don't like asking him for help either, so it would be a thing of like, hey, can you do this and this and this so I can do this and that, like, but I don't like doing that. I feel uncomfortable doing it. I don't want to feel like a burden asking anybody for help. The other thing I wish, and I thought about this, I think either right before I had the baby or like very, very soon after, I wish that people had done a meal train for us, because it was different when I had the twins. I was living at home with my mom. So dinner was not like an issue, and there were no other kids that needed to be fed. Now it's like I gotta make sure I eat so that I can make sure that there's still milk for the baby, and that it's calorie and fat, and all of that. I have to make sure I'm taking care of myself, but that means I have to eat throughout the day. And then I have 2 older kids that I have to make sure have dinner, and that's during the week. On the weekends, they have to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Snacks, I'm not worried about. We have that, but it's just like a meal train or like DoorDash gift cards or whatever probably would have actually been helpful, and that's something I need to think about or keep in my mind, like the next time any of my friends or family members are pregnant, to be like, hey, do you want us to do this? Like, do you want us to set this up? Because it definitely would have helped or appreciated it a little bit. Don't get me wrong, I'm still like cooking when I feel up to it, and or when the baby gives me the moment to do it. So I think I've cooked about 2 times a week, which is not bad. Like, that's not bad at all. And I don't cook small portions, so we've had leftovers. So I don't know. Postpartum emotions are really funny, because I literally found myself crying because I went in the refrigerator to get food I had planned on eating that my husband had left for me, and then realized that he ate it. And I asked him, he confirmed he ate it. And I stood in the refrigerator crying because he ate the food and didn't say anything. And normally I just wouldn't care. Alright, so I realized it's Friday and I got kind of an update from my journey. We're officially 6 weeks, like 6 weeks and 4 days. So I had my 6-week postpartum follow-up, and my OB brings up medication, which is fine. Like, I'm definitely not opposed to it, willing to get on it. She wants me to speak to my therapist more about it and then kind of go from there. But it was a good conversation for the fact that without me saying anything, she acknowledges the fact that many people don't realize that postpartum anxiety can linger. Like, it's not just like, okay, you're out of the postpartum period, like, oh, your kids are older, it's better now. She's like, no, that's not what this is. Like, this can last for a little while. This can last for a while after you're like postpartum, and you may need to continue meds after. So we talked about different options with medication, how it can affect breastfeeding, all of that. Because my doctor's like very thorough anyway, but even more with me, because she knows I'm like, oh, that's not gonna work well. Like, I already know how this will work for breastfeeding, whatever. So she's really good about that. So we discussed that, and I have therapy today, so I'm gonna discuss with my therapist, see what she says, kind of go from there. But anyway, so I'm outside just doing like a quick, like trying to do like a quick 15-minute walk. I have the baby with me in the stroller. I wanted to do 30, but I realized if I do 30 minutes, I'm cutting it like really close to my appointment. So let's do a quick 15-minute walk. I went up this hill twice, like went down and came back up it just for the incline purpose. But again, I know how physical activity and getting outside, well, I don't really need to get outside, but like getting outside helps me in general. And the baby loves being outside, so he loves the fresh air. It's also helping his skin. So I'm down for it. So update, I met with my therapist regarding the suggestion from my doctor, not to get on meds, but to see what my therapist thought. My therapist kind of agreed with me where she doesn't feel like we're at that point. But it opened up the conversation because it was not something we had discussed previously. So she was not aware if it was something. Why are you going that way? Sorry, we're outside with the kids. So she was not aware if it was. No, it's not. She was not aware if it was something I would want to do. She wasn't sure if it was something I'd be open to, but I am open to it. I'm not opposed to it if I feel like it's necessary. I would probably consider a PRN or as needed for my non-medical people. I don't know what's happening here. But I'd probably consider that before I would do something, a daily one, unless a daily is what's necessary. Let me try the video again. So, yeah. So I talked to my therapist about starting meds if she felt like it was necessary right now, anything like that. She said no. Like, she's like, I'm glad you're open to it because it was not a conversation we had previously. Changing my part, by the way. But she didn't feel like it was something right now that I needed, but because I'm open to it, she's definitely going to keep that in mind if it were to come up. She asked me if it was something I wanted to start right now, and I don't feel like it's necessary. Again, with most postpartum mental health diagnoses, it comes in waves. So some weeks are good, some moments are good, some moments are bad, some weeks are bad. So we said no, but I will probably talk to her about like if she thinks I should do a PRN, which is as needed for those who don't know, because I wouldn't be opposed to having that for moments when it is bad. So yeah, that's the update for that.